Is the morning stretch. Good morning, welcome, and thank you. Because you could have been anywhere, but you're here, and I am grateful. So, how we will start this morning is by planting our feet, making sure that we are around shoulder width with our feet, and starting to scan from the top of the head all the way to the bottom, where the ankles are, the feet, plantation. So if you wish to close your eyes, you can do so. If you wish to remain with your eyes open, then please do so. And we're just going to now dive in. And we're going to get present with not only the breath, but the feelings, the sensations, the tingles, the aches, the pains, and we're going to be ridding them away just by the power of thought. So we start from the top of the head, and then we scan down forehead, eyes, cheekbones, around the nose, around the mouth, chin, and then it travels down to the neck. And I would like you to just be present and empty that space out. Make it feel light. And now you've got some tension on your shoulders. Make them drop. As they drop, you're going to feel your whole body snap into a place of settlement. So now you can feel that our feet are really bounded to the ground. We have now got a nice connection through that mind, the body, and the earth. We're going to concentrate on the hips. We're going to allow the hips to be protruded slightly back, what we call a hip hinge. And then our hands are going to come out in front of us. And with that hip hinge, we're going to allow the upper body to go down. I'd like you to keep the chest up at the time. And I would like you to travel your fingers down your thighs, past your knee, down your shin, as low as you can go. Making sure that the contact of your mind with your muscle is aware. The connection is there. You're going to go down as low as you can. If that means that your fingers are going to touch the floor, your hands are going to touch the floor, then that is awesome. For me, my fingers and my hands have reached the bottom of my shin. I've got a nice straight back. I'm now going to take a deep breath in, so you can take a deep breath in with me. We're going to go in for 4. And we're going to hold the breath for 4. As we hold the breath, we're going to grab the back of our ankles, or you're going to hold on to some resistance, and we're going to let the air go. I'm going to pull my upper body into my lower body. I'm going to let the air go, and I'm going to feel my lower back open up, hip flexors start to open up. I'm going to feel my shoulders drop. I'm going to be settling, feeling, being aware, absorbing, being present with what is going on in my body right now. I'm now going to release my hands away from my legs, and I'm going to travel them down because I've got a flexed knee and I'm able to slide my hands on the floor. I'm going to flex my knee even more, so I'm going to go into a semi-squat. I'm going to place my hands right in front of me. I'm going to walk my feet back just by one pace. I'm going to put them together. I'm going to try and straighten out my legs. My head's going to drop, and I'm now in the downward facing dog. Being in the downward facing dog, I'm totally aware that the pressure is on my wrist, my elbows, my shoulders, and I want to alleviate that pressure. So, I'm going to try to drop my heels down. So I am now exposing my vulnerable tightness, because I can't put my heels down, but my conscious is telling me to pull my heels down and it takes away the pressure from the aforementioned wrist, elbow, shoulder. I'm going to be present with the stretch, and then I'm going to drop my knees down so that they are hovering above the ground. So now I'm in the floating tabletop. By being in the floating tabletop, I'm going to place my knees on the ground and open up my width of my legs. I'm going to slide my hands forward. I'm going to leave my hips where they are. I'm not going to hinge them. I'm going to leave my hips where they are. I'm going to be present with the slight tightness that I'm experiencing. And then what I'm going to do is push the ground away and then take a seat back into my heels. And I'm going to perform what's known as a prayer stretch. It can be classified as a cap, but for this particular presentation, for this particular stretch, we're going to call it a prayer. So I want you to be now present with the breath and present with what you're feeling. So the forearms can be flush to the floor right now. So you're just sinking gradually into the floor without you even realizing. Your body is just sinking. It wants to sink because you're allowing a bed where you can take this time to feel tranquil. A tranquil bed. Feeling that body just open up. We're going to take a few breaths in. We're going to go in hard for 5 breaths. We're going to breathe in through the nose, out the mouth. On the 5th breath, we're going to take the deepest breath we can in. So when you're ready, you go in now through the nose. You go out through the mouth. You go in through the nose. You go out through the mouth. You go in through the nose. You go out through the mouth. You go in through the nose. You go out through the mouth. And the final time, we're going to go in through the nose really deep as you can. When you reach your top, I want you to hold that breath, push the ground away, bring your upper body up, slide your hands so that they become level underneath your shoulders. You're back into the tabletop, and we're going to let the air go now. Let the air go, let it all go. As you let the air go, you will feel your lower back naturally want to curve. Allow that curve to happen. If that curve has happened, then keep it there. Extend the belly, lift your chin up, lift your clavicle up, and now you are in the cat stretch. From the cat stretch, we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. We're going to hold the breath, and then we're going to turn the stretch into a cow stretch. So you pull your belly button into your spine, round your lower back, round your upper back, put your chin to your chest, and let the air go. Let the air go. As you let the air go, you're going to hold the breath. We're going to be present with that stretch. And we're going to go into a set of box breaths with the alternating stretching. So we go in 4 seconds in now. 4, 3, 2, 1. We hold the breath. You should be in the cat stretch. 3, 2, 1. We let go of the breath and we go back into the cow stretch. We hold the breath and we're in the cow stretch. Then we go in again for 5 and we go back into the cat. 5. And we hold for 5. And then we let the air go for 5 and we go back into the cow. And then we're holding that breath for another 3, 2, 1. We settle, we go back into the tabletop. From the tabletop, we're going to slide our hands out, and then hip hinge over so that our thighs are on the floor. They go right down on the floor. So your midsection now is just hovering above the ground as your body goes into the cobra. Holding that cobra stretch, taking a deep breath in through the nose. Your breath, wherever that breath is going to take you, allow it to do so. Hold the breath right at the end, and then let go of the breath. As you let go of the breath, you're going to come down to the Sphinx, where your elbows are beside you. And from there, we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, expand the belly. And then we're going to breathe out. Long breath out, vocal long breath out. Take another deep breath in through the nose. Expand that belly. Try and not elevate your shoulders. And then let the air go. Let the air go. Take a deep breath in again. Go in for 5 seconds. And then we let the air go for 7. Go in for 5. And then let it go for 7. What we do now, we're going to put our upper body on the floor, slide our hands so they're flush to the floor underneath our shoulders. We're going to turn to one side of our body, and whatever side that we have turned to, we're going to outstretch the hand with the fingers pointing away. We're not going to overextend the hand. We want to go somewhere in the middle between full extension and the hand being close to your chest. From that, the same side as where the hand is extended, you're going to bring your knee up so that your knee is in line with your hips and also your ankle. So we're in a 45-degree angle. You're now going to push the ground away with the extended arm, and your torso is going to twist, and you should be experiencing quite a stretch on the chest, on the shoulder, a little bit of oblique stretching. Feel those hips as well, tightening and opening simultaneously, giving yourself an awesome stretch. After 3, 2, 1, you're going to settle your upper body down, bring your leg back to where it was in the original position, as well as the hand. Turn to the other side, extend the hand out, fingers pointing away from the body, elevate the knee so that you're in a 45-degree angle, and then once you're settled, push the ground away and give yourself another chest, clavicle, shoulder, a little bit of bicep, oblique, some hip stretching. Nice torso twist. After 5, 4, 3, 2, we're going to bring the upper body down, bring the hand back, allow the leg to go back to where it was originally, and what we're going to do is slide one of the arms underneath the stabilized arm all the way, and we're going to get onto our side. As we're onto our side now, one of the legs is going to be on top of the other one. You're going to bring your knee up. As you bring your knee up, you're going to grab the ankle of that elevated knee, and you're going to pull your leg back as far as it can possibly go. Your legs do not need to be together, just like mine are not. All you need to do is get your heel as far back as possible. If you want to pull it even further to open up the front hip flexor, so where the thigh meets the abdomen, feel that nice, deep, elongated stretch. We're going to take a deep breath in, so we allow the oxygen to get in there. Try and pull it a little bit more, further back, a few more millimeters. Let the air go. As the air goes, you're going to still be pulling that leg back, really allowing that hip flexor to stretch. The knee's going to come up again. You're going to hug the knee with the other arm that you've got extended. Pull the knee up as far as you can. However you want to do that. I've got both of my hands wrapped around my ankle, and I'm pulling my knee right up to my shoulder. I'm now going to settle the leg, and we're going to turn to the other side. So all you've got to do is roll over. I'm going to change position so I'm same side of the camera. My arm is going to extend out. My leg is going to drop on top of the other leg. The knee's going to elevate up. I'm going to grab hold of my ankle. I'm going to bring the knee up to my chest. I'm going to take a deep breath in. And then when that breath is held, I'm going to pull my leg right back so my knee is really far out. Like I said, you don't need your knees together. You don't need your legs sliding on top of each other. I've got my legs pretty far apart. If that breath hasn't come out yet, let that air go. Let the air go, and as you let the air go, just pull that leg a little bit more further back. Pull that leg a little bit further back. Get that hip flexor stretch. And after 3, 2, 1, you're going to settle. You're going to settle. And then we're going to get onto our fronts again. So I'm going to turn the other way for the sake of the presentation. So now you should be flat on the floor with your hands just underneath your shoulders. Dig your toes into the ground so you get good stability. Allow your thighs to be flush to the floor. Push the ground away so you go into a temporary mini cobra, and then from the cobra you're going to come up and we'll go into a temporary tabletop. From the temporary tabletop we're going to go back down to the prayer stretch. Temporary prayer stretch. We're going to come up. The hands are going to slide about a foot in front of the knees, and then you're going to dig your toes in the ground, elevate your knees and go into a floating tabletop, and then the legs straighten up, so we go into the downward facing dog. We're going to walk our feet to our hands, slight flex at the knees so that we're now in a nice ballroom, and then we're going to open up the ball. Take a deep breath in. As you open up, take a deep breath in. As you open up, outstretch the arms completely. Separate the arms, point the fingers to the sky, make the spine tall, so you don't need to lean back, just make the spine really tall, and then take a deep breath in, welcoming that world, welcoming that morning, welcoming that opening, and then let the air go. As the air is gone, then you are going to be proper on. So, place your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width, and we're back to the very beginning, where we are present. You're going to feel much, much more lighter. You're going to feel open. The open tightness, the morning stretch, the nimbleness. Feel that openness, feel that open tightness. Just be present with not only your breath, but the way that your body is feeling right now. You want it to be feeling light. You want it to be feeling unbreakable, unstoppable. Have that motivation that you have created. Have that inspiration that is within. And deliver it to the world that you are in. You give yourselves 5 seconds. Be settled. Be optimal, and understand that it is your day to own.